Welcome, kids! Let us start our virtual class.
Hi kids! A pleasant day to all of you. Once again, I am your teacher, Shaimi, and I will be your teacher for today. So, please enjoy, stay tuned for our instructional video, and kindly watch this video together with your parents for more adult supervision. Now, join me for one of the interesting topics of our lesson. And kids, before we start our lesson and before you watch our instructional video for this subject, kindly get your instructional modules and learning activity sheets together with your writing materials such as paper or your notebooks, pencil, or ball pen.
For this week, we will discuss the topics about relating triangles to quadrilaterals and relating one quadrilateral to another quadrilateral. So, I hope you are now prepared for our lesson. Subscribe! Before we proceed to our lesson, let's have first a review. Can you still remember the sum of the interior angles of a triangle, class? Can you guess or can you select the correct answer? What is the correct answer? Is your answer this? Let's see. Oh no, you're wrong. So, you have only one chance again to answer. So, what is the correct answer now, class? We have, let's see, 180 degrees. Very good. So, the correct answer is 180 degrees. Now, let's proceed to our next question. How many sides are there in a quadrilateral? Is your answer 5 or 3 or 4? Let's see. Quadrilateral is 3. Oh no, again. So the answer is 4, correct. Now, let's proceed to our lesson. Let's analyze this situation below. Mr. Santos bought a cartolina for his math class. He needs two triangles of the same size without wasting any part of cartolina. Now, si Mr. Santos, nagbakal kuno siya sang cartolina. para sa math class. Kailangan niya ng dalawang triangle na may magkaparehong size. Yan yung dapat na consideration ninyo. Without wasting any part, na wala talagang may masasayang na part ng cartolina. So, paano niya dapat i-divide yung cartolina? Okay, class, ano nga ba yung shape ng cartolina? It is somewhat like a rectangle, right? Let's draw again. Okay. Let's just imagine that I have drawn a straight line that formed a rectangle. So I'm just using my mouse, so sometimes my lines are not that straight enough. So he needs two triangles of the same size without wasting it. So how should he divide it? Or how should he divide it, rather? If he or Mr. Santos divide the cartolina into two horizontally, can he come up, or can he get two triangles if he divide this part? No. Okay. So that's not the right way of dividing the rectangle. Other ideas? What should he do? He can divide it like that and then cut this to form triangle 1 and 2. Are you sure that's the right answer? Okay. The other consideration is that without wasting any part. So, this part of the cartolina should not be wasted. It should be still included with the two parts, or with the parts of those two triangles. So, what should be the right way of dividing this cartolina? So, the proper way to divide this cartolina to form two triangles of the same size and without wasting any part is by what? Is by dividing this rectangle diagonally. So, this is a diagonal line that I have formed. And as you can see, we can have now two triangles of the same size. Triangle 1 and triangle 2. Okay. So, do you now understand the proper answer or the correct answer for this equation, class? Okay, I hope so. You understand now. Now, suppose we cut a line connecting two opposite vertices. So what have we done earlier is that we connect or cut a line connecting two opposite vertices of the rectangle, dividing it into two similar parts earlier, no? So the two similar parts formed from cutting the rectangle are triangles which share common sides. So this diagonal side of the two triangles are the diagonal of the rectangle. So how can we relate a triangle into a quadrilateral? As you can still remember, a triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles, right? A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides and 4 angles. Now, look here to the illustration. This figure or this illustration is what? Because it has 4 sides. It is classified as a quadrilateral. Okay, very good. And this one is a triangle. Very good, because it has 3 sides. Now, let's take a closer look with the angles of this quadrilateral and triangle. As you can see, triangles, if we add the interior angles of these 3 angles here, 60 plus 60 plus 60, we will have 180 degrees. And for a quadrilateral, as you can see here, a quadrilateral has an interior angle of 360, which tells us that a quadrilateral, the interior angle of a quadrilateral has 2 times the interior angles of the triangle. That means that if we divide a quadrilateral into 2 parts diagonally, we can get 2 triangles with 180 degrees each of interior angles. So, kung i-divide ta ang quadrilateral, may makuha kita nga 2 ka triangle, because as you can see, ang total sining quadrilateral is 360 degrees. But if we divide it into 2, 360 divided by 2, the answer will be 180 degrees. Thus, a triangle is a half of a quadrilateral. That's how we relate a triangle into a quadrilateral. Very good, kids. Now you understand. Now let's proceed on relating quadrilaterals to other quadrilaterals. So let us read some information on how a quadrilateral is related to another quadrilateral. So, plane figures with 4 sides are called quadrilateral, just like the figure love here. So, as you can still remember, the properties of a quadrilateral should have 4 line segments or 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It has 4 vertices: vertex L, vertex O, vertex E, and vertex V. It has also 4 angles: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 angles. And it has 2 pairs of opposite sides. Opposite side of LO and EV. That's 2, 1 pair. And the opposite side of LE and OV, another pair. That's why it has 2 pairs of opposite sides. And it has an adjacent sides like LO and LE. So that's it. Now, on our previous lesson, we talked about types of quadrilaterals. There are many or various kinds of quadrilaterals. So the mother of all these quadrilateral, or the mother of all of this is the quadrilateral. So it has 2 daughters. Let's just say daughters. The parallelogram. And the other one is the trapezoid. Now, how can we differentiate these 2 daughters of the mother quadrilateral? As you can see, trapezoid here has only 1 parallel. What? It has only 1 pair of parallel sides. 1 pair of parallel sides. However, for parallelogram, it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Here and here, here and there. However, for trapezoid, only here, the top and the bottom. So let's go first to the quadrilateral with only 1 parallel sides. 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So the trapezoid now, as you can see, trapezoid here has another classification wherein a type of trapezoid wherein the non-parallel side of it are congruent or are with the same size. So if you measure these non-parallel sides of this trapezoid, their measurement is the same. However, there are some trapezoids that are not isosceles trapezoids because the non-parallel sides of some trapezoids are not congruent. But here, we have isosceles trapezoids because the non-parallel side of it are congruent, or they are the same or equal in measurement. So, class, if you see a trapezoid with its non-parallel sides that are congruent, it is classified as what? Isosceles trapezoid. Okay? Now, let's go to the other daughter of quadrilateral. We have here the parallelogram. If the trapezoid has only one pair of opposite sides that are parallel, here in parallelogram, as you can see, the two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. The side here and here equal in distance, and the side here and here is also equal in distance. So as you can see, square, rhombus, and rectangle are classified as parallelogram. Why? Because the two opposite sides, or the two pairs of their opposite sides, are all parallel. That's why if you will be asked, what kind of quadrilateral are rhombus, rectangle, and square? You will answer parallelogram. It will not be classified as trapezoid, okay? So, let's look into the description of each of them. So, a parallelogram with right angles is what we call a rectangle. And a parallelogram with all sides that are congruent or with the same size or length is a rhombus. However, the angle is what? Not a right angle. So, as you can see, class, because a rhombus has two pairs of parallel sides that are congruent, okay, class, I just resized the image so that in your screen you will surely see the correct size, like the square and the rectangle. Okay. So as you can see, square is somewhat the son of rhombus and rectangle, wherein all sides of it are congruent, just like the rhombus. However, the angles of it are like the rectangle, wherein the angle of the square are all in right angle. You get it now? So again, these are all quadrilaterals. So as you can see, class, if ever you will divide a rectangle into two parts horizontally, vertically, you can get two sides of what? Square, or two parts of square. And if you divide a parallelogram into half also, you might get a what? Somewhat a rhombus. Okay. Very good. So that's all for our lesson. So continue reading your modules or learning activity sheets for you to understand the lesson better. So this instructional video is only made for you to gather additional info or in-depth explanation about our topic. But for you to get comprehensive ideas about our lesson, you may further read your learning activity sheets and modules. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening. Once again, this is your mom, Shiny Grace. So if you like, or if you would like to watch more instructional videos from me, kindly follow us on Facebook. In our Facebook page, just search Teacher Shiny TV, and in YouTube, just search Shiny Grace Duron. Thank you so much. God bless and keep safe.